Right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, as always, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashai, Waharakah Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, chiefly those of Great Millstone, and other elders in Israel that do teach well. And shalom wa barakatham unto the hope for the elect, brothers and sisters scattered throughout the four corners doing their due diligence in truth and sincerity. And salutations to the Akim, pushing the word of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai in truth and sincerity. Brakatham to you and your households. So this is just a quick lesson I wanted to go into when I saw this post here. As we loom closer towards the CBDC, being set in place, on a worldwide scale, right? And we see the cashless society come into play, right? Because for the last 10 years now or so, maybe 15 years if I'm not mistaken, about 10 to 15 years, people have been they've been tapping and swiping, man. Esau's been getting them used to a cashless society, and normally what that's going to lead to the MOTB, which is the Karagma, man, the C-hip, right? Which ultimately he's going to try to mandate and push out on the whole world, man, and this is all part and parcel of a way of means to do that by digitalizing everything and having a system to where all the information can be gathered into a single database, man, and all your incomings and outcomings can be tracked, man. So whatever you're spending or whatever you're selling, all that information is going to be gathered. So basically you have no privacy in anything that you're doing in that day, right? But a lot of our people don't even know, what's going on out here, because they haven't been watching. They've been happily up in the house a mirth, or they but at the end of the day they're in the congregation, they're dead still. So they haven't been given a spiritual eye salve to see, or the spiritual ears to hear what's going on out here, man. And that's why it's going to catch a lot of them by surprise, because this is not new information that that's been pushed out there by the elders and apostles and brothers on down, and news outlets, and even people that aren't in this truth. This is not something that's being hidden right now. This is something that's plain and obvious for the world to see, that we're coming into a time to where they're pushing for a cashless society. You're seeing certain nations and certain governments now their currency has become none and void, man, surplus to requirements. You got Venezuela, you got people on the streets burning notes, man, making making paper origami animals out of the banknotes, man, because hey, man, as these currencies continue to plummet, right, just like the dollar right now is continue to plummet, to where soon it's going to become none and void, because at the end of the day this is all part and parcel of pushing towards their cashless society and that MOTB, which is the ultimate control, because that's what this devil wants. He wants ultimate control of everybody, and he's also going to get to a certain level in his plan, thus saith Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, because at the end of the day we're in the Heavenly Father's movie, man, and he controls the hearts of the kings, man. So this, at the end of the day, is all part and parcel of prophecy and the movie that we're in, right? Like just this list here I saw, and even when I read this list, because what it is that you can get so comfortable at times, right? And we could also take a lot for granted, out here, having been able to spend cash here or there whenever we want to. You need to just pull out some money or some coins. We're coming into the time now where less and less shops are taking cash, man. And I've experienced that myself recently a lot. I can't remember what store it was I went into recently. I think it might have been like a wrap, a burger and wrap place, if I'm not mistaken. and they didn't accept. No, that was it. It was a pizza place, and they didn't accept cash, right? And we're finding more and more stores and businesses that are not accepting cash, man, right? And this is something that's going to take a lot of people by surprise when they realize that the money they have in their pocket is worthless, man, which is going to cause a lot more uproars than what we see right now. Because what it is, it's a breach of the privacy, man. It's a breach of people's human rights, right? Because why? Because all of their transactions, all of their ingoings and outgoings are going to be the information is going to be collected, and they're going to be able to what? They're going to be able to see what you're spending, man. Which really, it is a it is a breach of human rights. But guess what, man? This devil don't care about your rights, man. Esau does not give a damn about your own privacy or your rights, man. Because why? Because ultimately he wants to be like the Heavenly Father. He wants to see, where you are, when you are, so on and so forth, man. And just seeing this post here, like I said, we take a lot of things for granted at times. And even reading this, it made me think to myself, like, wow, yeah, these are certain things we don't even think about, that once that cashless, society comes into play, the CBDCs are actually finalized, and, every nation, every government are now using that digital coin, right? Whatever it's going to be called in that day, right? So it says cashless society means zero cash. And I don't think people understand, even though it says, a cashless society means zero cash, we don't understand, how deep that is, man. It's all good at times hearing it, but even again, just with this post, it made me have to check myself a bit more, even though we're not worried about this, because we understand these things will come in a time, man. We've actually been out here warning our people of these things, right? And all it does is boost our faith, because what it does is it shows that the word in Heavenly Father is faithful and true, man. And prophecy is being fulfilled at the end of the day. The will of Yahawahs is playing out, man. So it says a cashless society means zero cash, yeah, and people better get that into their brain, man. Return back to the Heavenly Father, fear Yahawah, and get your shit in order, man. So it says no car boot sales. I used to go to car boot sales when I was a young boy in my gran, and you could just you can barter and shit. You could take some coins out, take some, like £3 out your pocket, £3 barter here and there. But you're gonna be able to do that soon, man. It says markets, same goes again, because most of these places, they're not like the big end businesses or the big shops. They normally just take cash only, right? So they're gonna have to what? They're gonna have to get with it, right? Jump on board and find some, because I'm sure they have a technology to where some of these markets and that, they've had like card readers and stuff like that, right? But we're coming towards a time where it's not going to be card either. The cards were used, right? The RFID technology was used in the cards to wean us into accepting the actual charagma itself, man. Because again, even speaking to men in the world, that are not in this truth about the MOTB, a lot of them will say what, oh, we've already got we've already got this, or we've already got that. No, we haven't, man. Oh, you're carrying it in your pocket, you got it, it's on you. Yeah, it's on you, but it's not in you yet. That's this devil's plan. The devil's plan is to put it in you. Now you might have it on you. That's step one. But what's plan B, man? Plan B is to insert that shit in you, man. So the information is with you at all times. You are the information, right? And these are things our people are not considering, man. Because again, majority of them don't understand that they have an actual enemy, And they think, well, why would they do this? Why would they do that? Why wouldn't the devil do that? That's the question people need to be asking themselves. Why wouldn't the deceiver do that? And that's what he does. He does stuff by progression. He gets you used to it. He gets you used to tapping and swiping. To where now, when you're just swiping your hand over something, it becomes normality, because this is not something that's far-fetched. We're seeing people pay for stuff with the palm of their hand, man. Brothers have uploaded video after video, done lesson after lesson on people paying with that chip, man. From America to Canada, it's heavy in places like Sweden and Switzerland, man. A lot of major businesses and their employees are C-hipped up, man. And they're proud about it too, So it says a cashless society means zero cash. Yeah, get that into your brain, man. So it says no more car boot sales, no more markets, no more tooth fairy. that one made me laugh because, we don't teach our children about the tooth fairy. That's going off, right? It's a lie, right? But guess what? For you that are in the world and of the world and count all these things joy and all these things part and parcel of a child's childhood and all that, right? You ain't gonna be able to put the £2 under Billy's pillow, man. You ain't gonna be able to put no fiver under little Billy's pillow in that day, And it may seem like something minor, because it really is, right? But guess what? Is these things are major to some people, man. Especially those in the world, man. These are the kind of foolishnesses they partake in, and so they're gonna be in uproar when they find out and they realize they won't be able to do shit like this anymore. Right? It says, piggy banks. Same goes again. What are you gonna put in a piggy bank? What are you gonna put in the piggy bank when your pound coins and 50p pieces are no longer worth anything, man? And they're just literally collecting coins. It says no saving cash for a rainy day. Yeah. And that's something a lot of people are doing, because a lot of people are scared to put their money in the bank right now, which is understandable. So what does that mean? That means that people are saving and stacking up their money at home or wherever it may be, right? Same like a lot of you drug dealers out there, a lot of you so-called bad boy drug dealers, you man are stacking and all this, stacking, ain't got no bank account. What you guys gonna do in that day, man? When your racks on racks ain't worth nothing, man. Huh? These are the questions people need to be asking themselves, but that's why they're gonna be caught by surprise, and that's why there's gonna be a lot of uproar as the CBDCs are pushed, right? And we get closer to the day looms closer to a cashless society, man, and the MOTB, right? So yeah, there ain't gonna be no saving cash for no rainy day, man. And you can ask the people out there in Venezuela, man, and other countries out there in Asia, to where now their currency ain't worth anything more than a paper is written on, man. It's basically good for nothing. It's toilet paper, man. It's good for burning, man, to keep yourself warm. I've seen clips of people out there in Venezuela making paper origami out of their notes, man, because it's worthless now. They're not saving for a rainy day anymore, right? It says no tipping the waiter or hairdresser. Yeah, say goodbye to the tips, man. Say goodbye to the tips. That's also gonna have a lot of people in uproar, man, because a lot of people they survive off their tips, man. A lot of waiters and waitresses, hairdressers and whatnot, so on and so forth, a lot of them survive off their tips, or they can kiss goodbye to their tips in that day, man. And all these little things I'm reading out, they may not seem like much, but these are small things that keep this so-called world going, man. All these little things people take for granted. Now, my play on this is I couldn't give a damn, right? To hell with all of it. But the point is that people in the world, these are the things that they're not thinking about, man. When you hear about a cashless society, even myself, a few of these things went over my head, like, oh yeah, wow, for real. That's why when I read this, I thought it was funny. Right? It says no giving to the homeless. No more giving to the homeless, man. We used to take some change out your pocket, right? Help a homeless guy out, a homeless woman out. You ain't gonna be able to do that in that day, man. Because 9 times out of 10, ain't no homeless person got no bank account to where you can transfer them something. They ain't got no cash app to where you can transfer them something. So that's another thing that's gonna be done away with, man. You ain't gonna be able to give no homeless person no change or no money, man. And again, all these little things make up the big things, man. Which is gonna have so much people in the uproar in that day. Esau's the devil, the damn devil, man. It says no giving to busking musicians. Yeah, same as homeless, man. These people, they ain't there with busking with a card machine, man. They got a hat out or a box out or some shit, and you normally throw them some change. That's gonna be done away with, right? It says no selling unwanted items for cash, no buying anything with privacy. Yeah, and that's one that's gonna affect everybody, man. Because you know why? Because now you might have a bike, right? And you want to sell your pal this bike. Guess what? He can't buy that off you with cash, man. And if he does buy it, it's gonna have to be on a digital trail, and that information is gonna be known, man. That Jeff bought a Diamondback bike off you on the 5th of January and paid so and so much, man. No privacy with your transactions, man. That's gonna be another thing that pisses a lot of people off. Understandably too. Because everything that everybody's buys is gonna be taken account for, man. Which is gonna cause a lot of embarrassment too. This is why I know there's a lot of uproar in that day is gonna be because this cashless society is gonna be pushed further and further, and we're in that day, man. We're in that time, man. We're seeing it. You're gonna have a lot of people that are for it too right now. Because why? Because they're not considering all these little things like I'm reading today, for example. And these are just a few things, right? But they're not considering these things because a lot of people are for a cashless society, right? Until it starts affecting them in a negative light, in a way that they haven't considered yet, right? Because like I said, this is going to affect everybody in some way, shape, or form, right? Because I read what you're about to give to a homeless man, so that means homeless people, what they're going to be even worse off, man. Same as your waitresses or your waiters or your buskers, so on and so forth, right? It says no buying anything with privacy. It says 100% digital currency means your life is 100% dependent on a power source. Yeah. And normally that power source, that goes into the C-hip, that charagma, man. That's gonna be the power source. That's gonna be embedded inside you. And without that, what? That no man might buy or sell save he that have that C-hip, man. Which is no longer just gonna be in your pocket, in your card or on your phone. No, it's gonna be literally you, man. full control. This devil wants full control, man. And the people out there, they can't understand why. Why would he do that? Why would he? Because he's the damn devil, man. And he's trying to be the Most High and sitting on a throne like he is the Most High, man. It says 100% digital currency means your life is 100% dependent on a power source and the internet, because the internet is gonna be what's used for all these transactions to take place, man. On one system where all the information and data is collected, man. You know, with no privacy. With no privacy, everything you buy or anything that you're gonna sell is gonna be known about, man. It says every penny you will receive will be recorded. Hey, man, that's deep, and a lot of people ain't understanding how deep that is. You know, it says every penny you will receive will be recorded. You know, especially when you start bringing the social credit score system into it, man. You know, that's a whole nother ball game, which a lot of our people don't know about, man. You know, the social credit score system, man. Which, you know, that's another lesson that I may touch on, Lord will, another point, right? It says every penny you will receive will be recorded. Every transaction will be tracked. So now you can make transactions, right? Now you can receive money privately, right? But it says every transaction, whether coming in or going out, will be tracked, man. No privacy. And that's what Jake ain't considering, man. And that's what 2/3 of Jake, you know, not in the knowledge, man. Not in the know. Because again, I don't even say Jake, because you have so many people pushing the understanding of this truth right now, in the fact of, you know, the cashless society coming into the CBDCs, the social credit source system, the internet of bodies, the internet of things, right? All the smart grids, all these things, right? You have people, there's information out there, man. Information is getting pushed left, right, and center. Videos are being taken down, lessons are being taken down, information is being called false news, false this, false that. But now all the information is out there for you to see, man. You know, if you're not on TikTok 24 hours a day, or whatever it is, whatever the hell it is else you're doing, but not looking what's going on out here. And again, yes, everybody is gonna be affected by it, man. Everybody. Small, great, free, bond, rich, poor. It doesn't matter, man. It says every penny you receive will be recorded. Every transaction will be tracked. So that's what you got to look forward to, man. Right?
And the right to privacy, it is imperative that we protect the use of. Not everyone wants a digital trail, and others simply cannot pay by card. The petitioners also express concerns about the cashless payments creating an enforced dependency on banks and a threat to privacy.
Yeah, because that's what Esau wants. He wants you to depend on him. Like I said, he wants to be like the Heavenly Father, who we depend on, man. You know, in everything, right? He wants you to depend on him in everything, right?
As people cannot make anonymous payments. They stated that if we wish to uphold freedom of choice and the right to privacy, it is imperative that we protect the use of cash. In an age of technology, of algorithms, digital footprints and cyber crimes, it is understandable that some, indeed perhaps many of our constituents, would prefer the financial privacy offered by cash transactions. Indeed, some of...
And of course. Why would anybody in their right mind, you know, want to change the way that it is right now and how it has been for so long, to where you can buy and sell or make transactions without that information being stored up in some sort of database and being made account for, man? You know? Again, it's as simple as this, right? You won't be able to sell a loaf of bread to your neighbor, right? Now, obviously, you can give your neighbor a loaf of bread, but the point is that you won't be able to sell a loaf of bread to your neighbor and that information not be tallied up and put on a system, man. Even if it's a £1, a £1 bag of bread, man, that information's still gonna be tallied up. That's crazy, right? Well, Esau's a crazy man, you know.
Those constituents who wrote to me in recent weeks to raise this point, many stated they regard barriers to using cash as a violation of their right to privacy.
Yeah, well, Esau's out here to violate, well, you know. At the end of the day, these devils are out here to violate you, man. That's what they've been doing, but they've been dressing it up, you know, with a pretty bow, you know, painting it pink and blue, and present it to you as something good, something that you want and need, man. That's what the devil does. That's what the deceiver does, man.
Clearly, cash remains an important and valued part of our transactional landscape, and as such, the ability to both access and use cash must be protected. Not everyone wants a digital trail, and others simply cannot pay by card.
Yeah, not everybody wants a digital trail, but guess what? Esau doesn't give a damn what you want. And again, ultimately, at the end of the day, this is all part and parcel of prophecy, and it has to come to pass. And Lord will, man, Adawan Ratazar, the Lord continue to push this forward, man. They implement this, you know, and what, man, and Lord will, we you know, we be part of that number. We overcome all of these things to come and get the hell up out of here, man. Lord willing, man. So again, you know, I've done this lesson, you know, the little list I showed is not for any of us to worry about these things, man. It's more of a side note to those that, you know, that don't know what's going on out here, right? Or you know, you Jakes sitting on a fence, wondering, and ahhing, man. This is Esau's plan, man. Ultimately, this is the Heavenly Father's plan, right? But this is what Esau have planned for the earth, man, right? And this and it's gonna affect everybody, man. You know, because this all points to and directs to that MOTB, which is that C-hip, man, right? Which we don't want to be taking, man. And I don't want Ratazar, the Lord have the spirit on us, all of us sincere hope for the elect that are laboring, right? Trying to do the will of the Heavenly Father, right? Sincerely, right? Lord will, I don't want Ratazar, that the Lord have the spirit on us to overcome in that hour of temptation, man. You know, that's gonna fall upon all the world. You know. See, anyway, with that, Lord willing, lesson was edifying. And until the next one, Kahalo Yimla, Abanawa Yahawa, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Wahara Kakodash, and Shalom to the hope for the elect. Shalom.